Good morning, everybody. I'm Mike Bellino, and this is Bellino's Bounty. We're currently in the brand new gazebo setup. Thought I'd give this a try. And today we are going to be taking a look at what the living situation has been like on this property of ours. It's about 30-ish acres with no utilities, just raw land. And I'm going to show you how we've been getting by. We're currently standing outside this 10 by 16 shed, which has been the main base of operations since about late September of 2025. It's gone through quite a lot of renovations, and at this time I'm probably going to stop on them as we now have a camper. But before we get to that, why don't we take a look at the shed as it is. Now, originally this thing was entirely bare bones. There was no insulation, there was no vinyl, and that became really the first major project I wanted to do with this. For those who are wondering, just the skeleton, fully built, no insulation, no vinyl, this costs about $5,600, give or take. We've since then put in probably an additional $1,500 worth of work into the shed, getting the vinyl insulation, although the most expensive part was installing this wonderful wood burning stove. The stove itself was actually free, however all the equipment to set it up was not. Now this little thing here may not look like much, but for those who know, this thing throws off a lot of heat in the winter, which has been keeping us going this entire time. One of the things I appreciate about this Trolla stove is the lovely artwork it has on the side. I do wonder how nice it looked back in its heyday. And over here in this little corner is really the dining, eating, and hanging out area. This table I do bring in and out of the shed as needed, but this has really been its primary function. You got these nice Pokemon paintings here that I got from a local thrift store, and I think it really adds to the hominess of it. And over here I got this nice shelf from a Rite Aid liquidation sale, rip Rite Aid, and I've also sort of dubbed it the corner of hell because I am not the most organized, and as you can see, everything I need is there, but good luck finding it if I ask you to grab something for me. Another feature that I almost missed, which wasn't actually my own, is this clothesline here. It's been great this winter, primarily for hanging my lantern as there's no lighting in here, but it's been good for also keeping certain things dry, and I appreciate Connor and Yakov for creating this clothesline. This was their idea, and they deserve full credit for it. Awesome. One of the lesser appreciated, at least initially, features of this shed has been the amazing shelving space that I have on both sides. While I haven't used it to its fullest, it's been great right now for keeping the tools on one side and a lot of kindling and etc. on this side, which really gives it that utilitarian feeling. Which brings us to last but not least, the sleeping situation. For the time, these two cots have primarily kept me, my fiance, and other friends who come visit a place to stay. It does the job more than enough. And to answer the question, yes, it does get hot in here in the summer. The good news is we do have screened-in windows, one on each side of the doors, and it helps a bit, but this is never going to be a luxurious living situation, at least in certain parts of the year. But it is worthwhile, especially when you can wake up to a nice view, such as what we have right out here. Worthwhile is having a view like this every single morning. I don't think you can quite beat it. I thought it'd be worth noting that as of yesterday, I officially have solar. Initially I was going to make a video of me building this mount from scratch and attaching the panel. But true to Bellino fashion, I made the whole video with no audio. So maybe in post, Connor may be able to add some B-roll of that footage just to give people the idea. But truly a boner on my part. And this is a 215 watt panel. It looks pretty neato, but so far has been giving us enough power to run the lights, the water pump, and the heater. Now on to the camper itself. The newest living spot, which is the camper, fitted with I believe a queen bed, 2 bunks, a refrigerator, freezer, bathroom, and shower. We also have this nice kitchen area here that's got a sink and gas stove. We are running propane, which also runs the hot water. Also worth noting is this oops, or some variation, could be European, battery bank. Now, prior to the camper, this was my sole power for the shed. I used it to charge my devices, run some lights, and now I am using it for that still, but also to run this camper, as on its own battery, it can only handle the minimal, these lights, these USB outlets, not the regular standard outlets, and that's it. However, if I plug this battery into the back, I can run the microwave, it'll run the refrigerator and the freezer for in and around 13 hours, which isn't that bad. The other thing that's nice though is that this battery can also be charged via that solar panel over there. So there is a bit of flexibility with how we want to live up here, but for now we're just taking it one step at a time and enjoying it as it is. Side of the camper, you got this nice awning, and I'm hoping in a future video to build a full patio here to really lighten up the place, but that'll be for another time. Also want to mention while I'm out here, because it just hit me, that obviously there's no well here right now, so I've got to bring up water. This camper does hold 50 gallons, which is more than enough, but I can always go down to the stream and get more water. It's not practical, but it will work. So there's that. If you made it this far into the video, you have my sincerest thanks. And if you're hoping to see more content like this, or just watch the insanity unfold, I would really appreciate if you liked and could subscribe to the channel. But if you don't want to do that, a comment would be good. I'm looking for any kind of input, you know, whether it be positive or negative. And with that, thank you for your time and have a wonderful day. God bless. Sorry, that actually sounded really cool.